You have another battery?
I've got another. I was wondering about my memory card. See, I should have brought another memory card. I got several batteries. I got 4.5 hour time on one, and then 2 hours 15 minutes on the other.
You should have plenty of time.
And then I got about 6 batteries, and they last about an hour each.
There's not going to be 6 batteries. I was going to say, some stuff you aren't going to want anyway. It's going to be just...
Well, I was just recording everything as I go.
And I mean, right now, this is... It probably takes a while to get to the field. You should have plenty, is what I'm saying.
I started when I walked home. Yeah.
What's the quality of the camera you've got there compared to mine, let's say, as far as quality of pictures?
Good morning, everyone.
Pixels and all that.
Welcome to the Field to Feast tour, your second tour of the season. We had our first yesterday. My name is Ashley. I'll be your guide. You won't hear too much from me because once we get down to the field, we'll have a couple of people come on and talk to you about what you'll be doing, and then we'll have a grower hop on board and he'll do most of the talking for the rest of the tour. What I'm going to do now is we have a food safety video that we like to show you what our field workers have to do, and our growers, anybody that enters the field has to do before they go in for sanitary reasons. So I'm going to play that video. Once we arrive, we're headed down into the valley, what we call the Yuma Valley, so that you can experience what it's like to be a field worker, and you'll get to harvest some vegetables. You have 2 plastic bags inside the bag you were given today, and you will use those to harvest. You will get a card that has 2 items listed on it that you will pick for the college to prepare lunch with, and then you will be able to pick 2 items of your choice, which they will explain further to you when we stop. So with that, I'm going to put the video on. It's about 10 minutes long, and then once we arrive at the Ag Center, if you could just stay seated so we can do some introductions.
Answer, Dad.
Oh, you forgot to brush your hair.
I didn't, but it's messed up wrong.
That's right. Hi, I'm Myrna.
Larry.
Hi, Larry. She was just kidding.
She was.
No?
Can you read it?
World production of the
I couldn't really read it either, because the reading was even kind of...
You want a big screen?
Huh?
Yes, you want a big screen?
Yeah. No, it was kind of not smooth, not
Right.
clear. My eyes. That's kind of busted out.
Yeah.
All in Florida potties too, we wanted to be.
Yeah. Yuma over 350 days. Oh, the pilot's name was Robert C. Fowler. He flew across the U.S. Landed here first time in Arizona. That statue.
Oh, you looked it up. Thank you.
No, I walked in front of it. You're gonna watch this. 3 months after. Most likely eating lettuce that was grown in the Yuma area. The following presentation is brought to you in part by the Yuma Visitor Bureau and the Yuma Safe Produce Council to help people understand and care for blah 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 blah. Fuel the feast.
Did you know that for 125 years, Yuma has been the epicenter of the winter produce? Iceberg, romaine, spinach, baby leaf. Yuma grows and ships it all throughout the U.S. and the world. Production of produce in the desert is accomplished solely through the mighty Colorado River. Desert growers are proud of what they do and care about the health and safety of their produce. The question is, why food safety? Well, foodborne outbreaks in the produce industry resulted in the establishment of the AZLGMA, known as the Arizona Leafy Green Marketing Agreement, an industry-led initiative adopted by produce shippers and growers to minimize the risk of foodborne pathogen in produce. The agreement addresses production guidelines that minimize the possible introduction of physical, biological, and chemical contaminants in produce. So how is this being accomplished? As members of the Arizona Leafy Green Marketing Agreement, produce shippers and growers work cooperatively to ensure that rigorous production practices are being followed. The AZLGMA consists of strict guidelines that address areas of irrigation use, prohibiting animal activity, soil amendment quality, land use, and worker hygiene. In addition, all growers participate in customer-mandated private third-party audits. Many growers have on-staff full-time food safety personnel who have backgrounds in microbiology and other science-based areas of study. Produce growers go to great lengths to ensure that their staff of irrigators, equipment operators, and field employees are properly trained in good hygiene. This is often accomplished through ongoing employee training in areas such as proper hand washing and good hygiene. Yuma produce growers go to great lengths to ensure that produce is grown in areas away from possible food safety risks. Such risks include older, leaky septic tanks and areas near concentrated animal feeding operations. Local farms are protected growing regions. You may not know that many ranches in Yuma County that are used to grow produce were early homesteads that have been farmed continuously for over 60 years. Soil amendments used by local produce growers are only sourced from reputable, well-established suppliers. Compost, if applied, must be certified pathogen-free and only used during allowable time frames. Yuma growers have adapted new production methods that eliminate the use of raw manure and other non-treated soil amendments that could put your health at risk. All water used to irrigate produce crops is rigorously tested by state-certified labs for generic E. coli. So what can you do to help produce growers in Yuma? Here's a few things. Canal banks and ranch roads have always been popular places for Yuma residents and visitors to take their daily walks and jogs. An activity as innocent as walking your dog along a canal bank or farm road can result in a point of contamination for a produce grower. Animals carry various diseases causing microorganisms in their waste. When walking along a public walkway near a canal or field, it is important to clean up after your pet. Please remember that all animals should be leashed and not allowed to enter a production area or water source. Please remember that ranch roads are private property and off limits to visitors, walkers, and horse riders. For your safety and the safety of the produce we're growing, please refrain from stopping and picking product from the field. Many growers have posted new no trespassing signs to discourage this type of activity. Please remember, our ranches are protected growing areas. During the winter produce season, the Yuma region supplies much of our country with wholesome, safe, and high-quality produce. But we can only do this with your help. Please pick up your trash and never dump unwanted items near our ranches, in canals, or on ranch roads. Something as simple as cigarette butts or empty soda cups thrown into our growing areas can result in major losses for our growers. Developed in the early 1900s and completed in 1912, the intricate canal system you see in and around our community is critical in supplying our ranches with only the safest and cleanest water possible. When walking along a public walkway near one of our many canal banks, please remember to be a good citizen and pick up after your pets. Please refrain from dumping objects or disposing of unwanted substances in our canals or ditches. Our livelihood depends on it. The Field to Feast. We want your experience today to be a memorable one. We are proud of the produce that comes from our region, and we hope you'll enjoy the Field to Feast tour today. A few things we'd like you to know before you get started. Prior to entering the field, please leave all personal objects on the bus. The field you'll be picking produce from was grown especially for this event. Please keep in mind that great care was taken to ensure that the produce you'll be harvesting today is as safe and wholesome as possible. Please take care when walking near plants, being careful not to crush or touch them unnecessarily. The field will be naturally uneven and the terrain a bit bumpy. Be careful when walking and be certain to walk only in the furrows. If you need assistance, a volunteer is available to gladly help you. Today, you are becoming a produce harvester, and you'll be asked to follow the same food safety guidelines as real produce harvesters. You'll be provided hair nets, gloves, and a harvesting knife. Please keep in mind the following safety rules. Please use the restroom facilities when needed. No eating or drinking in the growing area. No spitting, chewing gum, or smoking in the field. If you're experiencing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, runny nose, or any other cold or flu-like symptom, we ask that you refrain from entering the growing area. Most importantly, before you enter the field today, please remember to wash your hands properly. Stations are set up for your convenience. Here are the simple steps to properly wash your hands. Wet your hands with water. Apply soap. Lather and scrub your hands and arms for about 20 seconds. Don't forget the areas under your nails and between your fingers. Rinse thoroughly with water. And finally, dry your hands using a clean paper towel. Have a great tour today. Enjoy the field to feast and take with you a little more information on the safety and precautions that are taken to make the produce in your home the best and safest you can possibly have. This is the University of Arizona Cooperative Ag Extension, and there are a lot of seed projects and different projects going on over to your right. There's some broccoli there that's not ours, so I don't know quite what they're doing there, but where you see those signs is where we'll be harvesting today. So once we stop, a few people will get off of the bus and explain to you what you're going to be doing, and let's have some fun out there. Like to get prepared ahead of time, pull your 2 plastic bags out of your recyclable bag and have those ready. Those are the only things that you can take out on the field with you.
You can come back in after you harvest for your camera to take pictures if you would like.
Are both the plastic bags together?
I got 3. Are you taking all 3?
I don't know, she said 2.
I'll follow directions. I'll take 2. But I do have 3. You guys did too? Yeah. How many did you have?
Probably 3. I just bringing them like this.
Mine ended up camera and come back for it.
No, that's probably like a handheld. This is all hooked up. That doesn't matter.
Must be where we get our gloves in here now. Nice over here. You taking all 3 or just 2?
No, 2.
What?
He said 2.
That's all I'm taking. She said 2.
Oh, good morning. It's kind of nice. The cloud cover's giving us a little less coldness. It kind of keeps it warmer, believe it or not. But for us, this is cold. For you guys, probably like, this is nothing. But my name is Peggy Alameda. I'm actually on the Visitors Bureau board, but I'm also a farmer's wife. I got involved in the ag tourism program 4 years ago after I retired from teaching, and got onto the board and kind of use my knowledge to help the Visitors Bureau with the ag tourism. So today, and one of those jobs was to convince some very special farmer friends of mine to do these tours.